Have you ever considered working in the sports industry?
The Success After Sports Summit is for former athletes, and you know how every athlete has to retire at one point, but usually it doesn't mean go do crosswords. It means starting a whole new career. For a lot of athletes, working in sports seems like a logical next step, and you are Mr. Work in Sports.
Well, thank you.
Brian is really at the forefront when it comes to this whole hiring process. He must have seen like thousands and thousands of job descriptions. He's also the host of the Work in Sports podcast. So we simply couldn't have asked for anyone better to give us advice on this.
Athletes have extreme advantages against other people looking to work in the sports industry. I think it's actually one of those things that athletes don't leverage enough. So often they think about what they don't have. Like I haven't had a chance to develop certain business skills, or I haven't been a scout, or I haven't worked in marketing, rather than realizing those things that they have accomplished and they have done. There's soft skills and majorly important skills like teamwork, leadership, time management, coachability, competitiveness. That's what employers look for. I interview sports executives across the nation, across the world. And when I really hammer into them and say, what are you looking for when you hire someone? What they will all say universally is, I can teach people skills to do the job, but I can't teach them what's inside of them. How to be dependable, a good listener, how to be passionate, be working as a team, or competitive. That's exactly what an athlete is. They've grown up this way. They've had to manage their time in a different way. They've had to be dedicated to training. These are attributes. These are massive attributes that can transfer to almost any section of the sports industry. Just that start right there puts them so far ahead of other people. And we haven't even talked about the people you know and the networking and all those things that go into it.
It's important for us to remember this as athletes, that some of those skills, we take them for granted. And
yes,
not everybody has had a chance to develop this in school.
It's a really good point. I think most athletes think these are normal skills that everybody has, and that's not the case at all. You've become an elite athlete because you have those skills. I mean, obviously you have the skill to do whatever your competition is, but because you have elite competitiveness and because you have elite level time management and dedication and coachability is why you're an elite athlete. And so those things are not normal. To be able to leverage those as a differentiating factor for yourself is so important. When I'm in charge of hiring, one of the biggest variables is when I'm choosing, do I want this person or do I want this person? The variable you don't know is, how is that person going to survive in my pressure-filled environment? How are they going to do? Once they stop just talking during an interview and I actually see how they perform on the job, how they handle pressure, how they deal with the stress of other people having expectations on them, you want to hire somebody you feel has a predictable path, that you know if you bring them in, they are going to be dependable. They are going to show up on time. They are not going to crack under the pressure. And so for me, when I would hire people, if I had somebody that had a competitive background, that let me feel more confident in that they were going to deliver on all of those things. And then it was going to make me look good because they were going to do the job well. Dependability, it matters.